AITA for ordering pizza to my boyfriend's parents' house when they threw me a birthday dinner party with no food I could eat. I am stuck in a different state than my family and friends right now due to the virus, so on my birthday my boyfriend and parents were going to throw me small party. Just me, my boyfriend and his little siblings, and his parents. Super low-key dinner. I'm vegetarian, I have been for 13 years, it's not anything new or anything that people don't know. So when I went to their house and saw them cooking pasta with bacon pieces, and cooking up veggies in the bacon grease pan, I realized there was nothing I could have except beer and I was hungry. I reminded them I don't eat meat, and they were like, you can pick the bacon bits out, they're just sprinkled on top, and give them to boyfriend, he'll eat anything. And we made vegetables that you can eat too. I didn't want to pick meat out of the pasta or eat vegetables that were cooked in bacon fat, so I said I wasn't sure. I didn't like meat flavor at all. I might have something else. They said there was hardly any bacon grease in the pan. While they'd used it for bacon, they just didn't wash in between, but I wouldn't even taste it. Then I ordered a pizza to their house, and when it arrived his parents were mad and upset that I had. I said that I mentioned that I wasn't into eating meat, so I might get my own food. My boyfriend and I left early and went out ice skating, so the day turned out fine. Lol. AITA for ordering pizza. NTA. My GF was vegetarian for just 2 years and my parents completely revamped holiday dinners for her. Like, they spent a week planning what vegetables does she eat, what meat substitutes does she like, etc. If from the rural US, we like meat and lots of it, we still accommodate it. Now, on your birthday, a day totally about you, they couldn't at least take the care to make sure you could eat something before planning the meal? Not saying they're intentionally rude, but I would definitely talk to your BF about future holiday meals. Also, don't apologize for the pizza. They should have actually paid for it for you, since it was your birthday, after all. NTA. If this party was supposed to be for you, I don't know why asking you what you wanted wasn't the first order of business. But even if they couldn't be bothered to do that, who makes the guest of honor a dish that's focused on the flavor of an ingredient they can't eat? NTA emo. What else were you supposed to do? Starve? I guess they thought I'd be fine to serve myself pasta and just pick around the bacon pieces when serving. And I think they thought I wouldn't care about eating vegetable that had been cooked in the same pan as the bacon without washing. Apparently, since it's a treated cast iron pan, they never wash it with soap. Lol. NTA. As someone who has gone back and forth between strict vegetarianism for a few years and back to eating meat again, I can tell you that there's a good chance that bacon grease would have done a number on your stomach. Still don't eat a lot of meat, but I try to have it every now and then just so I don't have to go through that terrible reintroduction process again. After 13 years, I'm guessing the bacon grease would have been really foreign to your digestive system. Even if it wouldn't, so what? This would have been rude in any circumstance, doubly so when the celebration is nominally for her. AITA, for kicking my half-brother out when he was handing guests invitations at my wife's funeral. My M39 wife of 6 years passed away from BC 3 weeks ago. It's devastating and I'm barely holding it together. I used to sleep either at the hospital or my dad and stepmom's house. He's supported me at the time, and I also have a 29-year half-brother. My brother's wedding is in 3 months. When I came from the hospital and sat and cried, he brought up the wedding planning with his mom and talked about the venue/menu and ignored me. He made backhanded comments. I can't imagine this happening to my fiance, saying I'm not doing enough, constantly comparing me to him and how he would have done more. Stopped going. I'd rather sit alone in an empty house than listen to him. At the funeral, he came with my stepmom. His phone didn't stop ringing. Everyone noticed. Then later, when the guests were sitting inside the house, he kept asking about certain relatives to see if they came. I was with my dad at the time. Once the guests started leaving, I saw my brother standing by the door, handing guests envelopes, then shaking their hands, then they walk out. Didn't know what he was handing them. Walked up to him and asked him. He showed me invitations for his wedding that he was handing out to guests. I was stunned. I asked if he was serious. He said there's some relatives' family that live out of town who came to the funeral and he wanted to do an actual hand delivery from his hand to theirs, saying mailing invitations didn't feel proper. I lashed out at him and he said no one noticed, so it was no big deal, he just wanted to make sure everyone got an invitation since the whole family was there. I was so mad, no wonder the guests gave me weird looks before walking out. What's worse, that my wife's family saw this and were upset. I felt awful and embarrassed. I was infuriated. I yelled at him and told him to leave immediately. My dad and stepmom and others got involved, but he left after I insisted. My dad berated him but said that this is how he is, being insensitive. My stepmom said that I shouldn't have kicked him out in front of everyone, her side of the family, and disrespecting the family. She said no one was noticing and that he thought this was an opportunity for him to make sure they know about his wedding. I argued with her and other family members for hours about it. My dad's side of the family said they were upset because of what he did and my stepmom's side of family were upset I kicked him out. My stepmom is now contacting me to get me to go talk to my brother and get right with him. To add, my stepmom never sees anything wrong with my brother's behavior. No matter what he does, she always tries to defend him either directly or indirectly. Dad isn't doing a damn thing about it. NTA, your brother is selfish and unsympathetic, and your wife deserved to have an undisrupted service. I am so sorry for your loss, and wish you the best. ETA, if anyone embarrassed your family, it was your brother, not you. They told me kicking him out was extreme, yet saw nothing wrong with him doing what he was doing, excusing his behavior, saying that no one noticed. But he was giving the invitations to guests who came to mourn and extend their condolences. Not even sure if they think that I was okay with that, but their looks were telling. NTA, who in their right mind thinks handing out wedding invitations during a funeral is okay? That's the most insensitive thing I've heard of. And what's wrong with mailing the invitations? I've known many people to send them through the mail and have received them in the mail myself. It's so commonplace. I'm so sorry your own brother did this to you. NTA, at some point, you'll likely need to RSVP that you aren't going to the wedding. I don't think your brother will intuit that. Be sure to give his intended an early heads up on why you won't be there. I'm sorry for your loss. NTA, holy shit, I can't believe you even held it together that well. Since when is mailing invitations bad? I'd much rather get an invite in the mail than at a funeral. It sounds like your half-brother is a selfish and immature fool. I'm so sorry for your loss, Op. And I'm so sorry you have to deal with this on top of it. I've actually never heard of personally handing out wedding invitations. I actually feel like half-brother was doing it more for attention than for any other reason. Like, how dare my family not focus on me? Don't they know I'm getting married? I would have done the same thing Op did. But I'd also be pissed at my dad for enabling brother and stepmom's behavior. Dad needs to step in now and tell his wife and son to apologize and stop weaponizing their side of the family. I do wonder what brother's fiance would think about what brother did. I'd be mortified if my wedding invitations were handed out at a funeral. NTA, having his phone on alone settles it for me. The rest is even worse. AITA, for letting my kids live in filth. I am currently a stay-at-home mom to 4 kids, a 10, 8, 2 and 1 year old. As you can imagine, the house gets messy if I don't keep on it constantly. Throughout this pandemic, everyone has been home. Hubby is working from home, my 10-year-old and 8-year-old are distance learning, and the babies are, well, they are babies. They are always home. This normally isn't a problem for me. I have to clean a bit more and help my older ones with school, but all in all, not too much has changed for myself. My family, on the other hand, seem to think being home all day every day is grounds to be lazy 24/7. I do not put up with this, but somehow, my flaw is a catch-all. When I talk to everyone, or discuss chore charts, everyone agrees with me, then goes right back to normal. The older kids have completely lost their allowance due to this. On the incident a little under a week ago, I told everyone it's their responsibility to clean. I would still wipe down stuff, wash the dishes, do laundry and mop/vacuum. but it was up to everyone else to put dishes in the sink, clothes in the hamper, and make sure surfaces/floor are picked up enough for me to do my part. My family has done none of this, and to be honest, I'm probably kind of a dick about it. Oh, you don't have anything to eat off of? Yes, you should put dishes in the sink. I do still feed everyone. Oh, you tripped over the crap in the floor? Maybe it would help if you picked it up. My family is slowly getting the hint and are coming up with a plan to tackle the mess. My mill thought it was a good idea to make a surprise visit and saw the state of my house. She was disgusted and proceeded to bitch me out for not doing my job. I told her I'm doing my job plus hers by teaching my husband/her son and my kids how to pick up after themselves. She threw a fit and threatened to call CPS for letting my family live in filth. I told her to get out of my house. My husband has apologized, but I'm starting to feel bad. AITA? NTA. Also, I would consider never allowing Mill at your home again if she thinks it's truly okay to threaten you with calling CPS. A decent Mill might ask if everything is okay. Ding ding ding. Someone who wants to call CPS as a first action is not okay. What was she going to say? My dear son is home all day but his wife doesn't clean enough? He should be apologizing to OP if she wants to visit ever again. NTA. NTA. You're a stay-at-home mom, not a slave. The children, I am including your husband in that, should do the bare minimum of tidying up after themselves. Your mill is so unbelievably far out of line, threatening to call CPS on you, and you had every right to kick out. Thanks for the awards, folks. Calling CPS would be reporting both parents anyway. CPS does not assign chores to one parent or another. Both would be held responsible, and both would be investigated. Nata, and you were dead on about having to do her job also. Abby should have came equipped with those skills so she can toddle on with that B. Unfortunately, I had to teach him most things when we started dating. He was embarrassed that his mom would come do everything for him, so he finally broke and told me. I offered to help him become more independent. Now he can do most things on his own. NTA. It's good that your husband apologized, and honestly your husband needs to step up, because if he doesn't do his part, the children just learn from him, and that it's okay not respecting mom's work and time.